Yo, this is Oscar. It's been about 6 months that I've owned the regular size traveler notebook. This is the blue that I picked up in Kyoto when we went on our trip to Japan. Ended up getting the charm also from Kyoto. And I just wanted to talk about my use cases and kind of flip through some of the other inserts that I have that I've used. The whole purpose of this is because I've gone through a couple of the inserts already and I wanted to just highlight what's been working and what I've adjusted a little bit. But I have the plastic folder. This is great because I can put things in here that I want to store for later. I like that a lot. And then I have two inserts in here currently. This front one is basically long-term planning. So yeah, just some random things. I'm trying to make sure that I used up all the paper. But this, like I said, is more long-term planning. Some stuff for YouTube, stuff that I felt that I had wanted to do 75 soft. I got 10 days in and failed. This is like my books of 2025, what I've been reading, what I've read, I should say, completed list of videos that I've been working on, stuff like that. So this is in the dot grid. I forgot to mention that this is in dot grid, and it's been really useful for me to have long-term planning with me at all times. I don't know if this will continue once I finish this notebook or this insert, so I'll talk about that in a little bit. This is another dot grid insert, and this is what I use for my day-to-day writing. So we'll start off here, went through and did the Travelers Company caravan recently, so I got a couple of stamps from there, some stickers, went to another stamp rally for this collab, Little Craft Place, Eric, and then cute things from Japan. They're promoting their event coming up, so I went to, this was at Little Craft Place, went to another place in Drongles and picked up a couple other stamps. It depends on what is going on, what I write about. I tried to add in some of the stickers that I have, a little bit of drawings here and there. Don't really go too crazy, or I wasn't, but I started adding in a little bit more junk journal aesthetics. We went this day, I had gone to pick up a Yeti Rambler and then got some coffee beans for the house for espressos. Got lucky and got some Pokemon cards from the vending machine, so I added that in there. These stickers from Pop Mart that I got. Again, a lot of the stuff. I tried to be a little bit more creative here. So it's been fun to slowly start adding in mixture of media and stuff. We were sick, so we went to the doctor. I read this as brave parent. So it's brave patient. It's more so we were going through it at the time. So just a reminder of what was going on there. My daughter's really into drawing her little hands or having her hands drawn. And then as you see here, I slowly started adding in, after each day, I would add in a new washi tape. I have a bunch of washi tape, quick side tangent. I have a bunch of washi tape that I have that I need to use. So I decided to start adding them in my daily at the end of it, just to add in a little bit of color. I went to a workshop with my brother that he was hosting with one of his coworkers at the company he works for, the Floriculture. It was a junk journal event, so I wanted to make sure it was kind of tied in with the brand, but also tied in with some of the Pokemon stuff that I'm into, the plants and stuff. So you see I got stamps here of plants that they have, the leaves, some texture, background, and then somebody had a printer, so I was able to get that printed out. So I did that. This took me a while to do. It took me more than half of the class to kind of figure this out. But once I got to this spread, I kind of let it go and just kind of had fun with it. This ended up being more my parents / dad specific. Sometimes we think that my dad comes back to us as Cardinals or Mockingbird. I just saw this and it kind of spoke to me. And then the home part, and really started with this picture. My mom and dad used to have a lot of fun. So I don't want to get choked up here, but this just kind of ended up being a little bit more for my dad and just remembrance of my dad. So I thought this was really cool. some more stamps. I went to a stamp rally at a little craft place a couple weeks ago, so I got a couple there. I'm very terrible at stamps, as you can see, and you'll see it in the future. I had ordered some things, and I did a video on what I took to Mexico, and I got some stuff from Yasuka. Yasuka does a really good job of always sending a little postcard, so I made a little spread. They gave me a little thank you card, a sticker, so I thought this was a cool little spread here. Same thing, you know, journal entry, stickers, journal, or washi tape. So this was the stamp rally. This was 8/2. You know, I was cleaning out my pens and kind of just had a page where it was just full of ink stuff. And then we had also gone, my daughter and I went on a little ice cream date. I brought some stuff from that. You know, as you see here, I flipped through different inks, different pens. I got a new nib for my Lamy, so I kind of played with that. I think that looks really great. This is the stamp rally that I went to at Drawn Goals. Terrible. The stamps are great. I am a terrible stamper. I got this sheet from Midori. It's like a little insert, so sorry, a little scratch pad, some really nice paper. So again, terrible, but you know, I think it was still cool to see and do. So different pens, stuff like that, and that's kind of where I'm at right now. I'm only a page away, so I figured that I'd get my other notebook ready and prepped to go because it's going to be completed soon. This has been working really great for me, long-term planning and also day-to-day writing. I also picked up recently the passport size, and this has been great, and I'll stick to the main topic of this, of the full size, because I really do enjoy the size and the flexibility that it has for you to not only just write, but also kind of add in some mixed media things. Again, like, I'm still pretty new to mixing it up, and I think it just gives me a little bit of color. It gives me something to remember on. So like, this was a little craft fest. I went with my cousin and my brother and made a spread for that. Again, there are some really creative people, and I'm really trying to take some inspiration from that, and you know, try to make my spreads a little bit more creative. Just random flip through. Pokemon has been a big thing, so you've seen a couple of the spreads here. So I just want to add my personality to it and have fun. So that was my second insert that I filled up. This is my first one that I started back in 2024. So just, you know, random thoughts. I was flipping through this, and I saw that I was recapping our trip to Japan, so I need to make sure I get that out and put it into another spread. I did take this to Japan and got a couple stamps, but I want to have a dedicated travel journal for our first trip to Japan. So we'll see how that works out. Yeah, this one was, as you can tell, it's very, very to the point in what I was writing. That's my main priority, just getting my thoughts out on paper helps me kind of focus and think a little bit better. So this has been really, really great. I've been really enjoying the system. I have some changes in the future, but I'll stick to this for now. This 2 thumbs up for me. I will continue using the system and continue exploring and having more fun. I have a brand new dot grid paper insert to install and get ready to go, so I can continue with my daily writings and such. This is typically how I have it set up. I know a lot of people have maybe 2 or 3 inserts in here, or 3 or 4, I should say. 2 is perfectly fine for me. I like that it's not too bulky, that I can write on it and stuff like that. So this is my normal day-to-day setup. I'll change out the pen frequently, so I don't want to show what I have, but this little clamp has been a really nice addition. I think it's really necessary just for the format of it. So usually I'll clamp this, and I'll sometimes have another clamp because it gets a little too chunky that I need to hold it down. So thanks for watching. That's my 6 months check-in with the full-size Traveler's Company notebook. I highly recommend, if you're interested in documenting and kind of staying on track of things, to look into a system like this or any notebook. What I really like about this is the inserts are 64 pages, and that you can, make it whatever you want, right? So like, when you think about like a Leuchtturm or Moleskine, those are about 250 pages or so, and you kind of get stuck into it. This, you get the sense that you can mess up or you can start over, and it's not too much of a commitment. I like having the flexibility to take this notebook out, put another insert in, and take this for a travel. I love the flexibility, I love the quality, I love the craftsmanship. So I'm all in on Traveler's Company. If you have any questions, if you have any suggestions, let me know. Thanks for watching. Peace.